Alright, today we're going to be planting some cucumbers. Now, down here it's pretty humid. So, I planted these from seed. These are just regular old straight 8s. Okay? But, what I'm doing is, I am growing them in tomato cages. You can use a trellis, a fence, anything like that. But if you can keep your cucumbers off the ground, especially down here as humid as it is, you will get a much better season out of them. Now, my soil here, as you can see, is pretty dark. It's pretty rich. But I'm still going to add a little lime and a little Epsom salt to it, just to protect them. And whenever they start growing up, I'll use the little clips and put the clips around the wire to hold it to the wire. But let's get to the next step. Alright, now we've worked in some lime and a little bit of Epsom salts. Now, most people tell you to put either a mound of like 5 or they tell you to do them individually. Now, when I'm doing this cage method, I usually do 2 plants, okay? And as you can see, they are healthy, okay? So what I'm doing is, I'm only burying them about down to here, okay? On both of them. I'm going to leave those leaves up, and this way it can create its own roots and be more arid. I don't want to put those leaves too close to the ground because my ground cover is leaves, and leaves hold moisture. And for cucumbers, you want them to be able to dry out. Alright, so let me plant these and put the cage on. Alright, here I have them planted. And you can see how far up I planted them. You can see the little leaves there. See, those ones are already dying off. And then I clip it to the cage. Now, I will work it up and down the cage. And if it gets long enough, I'll string it to, I'll make some additional trellises for it. But the main thing here is keep them off the ground. Now, I chose this location in my yard because it doesn't get full sun all day, and it gets some of the best breeze in the yard. Now, I will make sure that my watering here is in the mornings so that it has time to dry. The thing with cucumbers is they need to dry because they'll get powdery mildew. And that will knock them out quicker than anything. I got to keep them off the ground because if they lay on the ground, they'll get powdery mildew. They're a little temperamental as far as that goes. Now, even with all of this, my season will still be a little short here, but I will get a couple good harvests out of them. More than what I need. Alright, now next we're going to move on. I'll finish planting these, and then we're going to move on to watermelons. Alright, these are some mountain yellow watermelon. Now we're going to be doing the same thing, but we're going to be planting these pretty much individually. Now if you got the space, give them about, 10 feet around, okay? That way you got about 100 square feet per plant. Now I'm going to plant mine a little closer, but the nice thing about watermelon is when it's growing, if it's not growing where you want it to, you can just pick the vine up and put it where you want it. Now I'm going to take and put the little bit of fertilizer, lime, and Epsom salts into the soil because watermelon is a hungry plant, okay? And the better you feed it, the better it comes out. Yes, it can be burned out if you get too much fertilizer in there, but I'm using rabbit manure and it's kind of a slow release, so it should be fine. Alright? Alright, I got my lime down, Epsom salts, and a scoop of rabbit manure. Now let me work that in so that I'll be ready to plant my plants. Alright, got my one watermelon plant going in here. So what we'll do is we will just take soil up around it. Alright, same as before, I'm not covering those leaves. Okay, now once this gets up a little bit, I'll rake the bedding in around it, keep weeds down. And the only thing left is I'm going to be planting some seeds here in just a second, and I'll show you that. Alright, now I've worked the soil the same way, put the same rabbit manure and the lime and the Epsom salts. But now what I've done is, in here I'm mounding it up, okay, a little bit. Now this seems a bit close. I've got 6 holes here, because when I plant from seed, it seems that a lot of times as they're sprouting, between the deer and the rabbits and everything else, I'm lucky to get, 1 out of 4 or 5. So what I did was I poked a hole up to this first knuckle all the way around, okay, and then I'm just going to plant a seed down in each, okay. All right. And just lightly pack it in. That way they're about 1 inch deep, and they should come up within the next week or so. All right, thank you.
If you're the working poor, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.